Hi guys, Grétar Solis. Today I want to talk to you about ego, and in our case, false ego. Ego is never a good thing. Self-confidence and ego are nothing alike. They seem to a lot of people that don't know any better. They seem to be the same thing, but they're not. And this is one thing that I had to learn, and I had to learn it the hard way. My ego and my insecurity, combined with my ego, turned me into a liar, a cheater, and all around not very decent human being. I thought that if I portrayed this massive image of myself by all means, all matters, people would look up to me and it would feed this false pride and this false ego of mine. The only thing it did was it made me feel horrible. And we all know that I've been there. One lie leads to another, and in the end, you're terrified of answering the phone. You're terrified of, if somebody knocks on the door. Like, you're terrified of meeting a lot of people together because you don't remember what you said to this one, and hopefully this one doesn't say this one to that one, and people that have been there know what I'm talking about. It's a horrible, horrible place to be, and it's all because of ego. We have this false pride and ego, thinking that we need to portray something that is better than we are, because in reality, we don't like ourselves that much. We know that we're not worth anything, really. We see ourselves as fuck-ups, and we see ourselves as less than others. So we try to push that up by feeding this ego. And it never ends well. It didn't for me. What it did for me was, I basically ended up a liar, a cheater, and all around not a nice human being. I didn't set out to be, and I didn't set out to be a disgusting human being, but I was. That being said, I learned a lot from it. And this ego thing, we take it over to our sobriety. We take it with us. And for me, lying was a massive thing. I had been lying since I was a kid. Ever since I lost my father when I was a kid, I started overcompensating. I started trying to fit in, started to try to manipulate, situations and people. And I just felt horrible. And for some reason, this is the way I took it. The way I learned it, I had been sober for 2 years, and this was still a problem for me. It was still, I over-exaggerated, I tend to lie. Every time I did, I realized it afterwards, and I went and fixed it in some cases, and said I was sorry. But what made me on the right path and broke this ego of mine once and for all is kind of a funny story, and I'll tell it to you. The thing is, I was running a company at the time. We were doing car conversions, a car garage. I had a few guys working for me, and I invited them all for lunch, just getting to know them. This is a new company, and as it is when a few guys are sitting around the table, somebody says a story, and the next one says a better story, and then I told the story, and then somebody said another story, and I started telling my second story. Midway through that story, I remember that story was a lie. I just had told it so many times that it was, it became a part of me. And since back then, I was working on this thing. I didn't want to lie. I didn't want to be this way. So it was almost like I felt like I swallowed a rock when I realized I sat there in front of all my staff, my new staff, and I was lying to them. So I did something that I never thought I would be able to. I stopped myself, I excused it, I said, hey guys, sorry. This story is a lie, I just told it so many times, next one take over. And I felt horrible. Absolutely horrible. But what it did for me, it made me humble. Those men didn't see me any differently. They shook their head and, found me a little bit strange that day, but nobody thought anything of it. If anything, I think, they respected it. Still today, when it happens to me today, if I lie or exaggerate, I do the same thing. I fix it as soon as I catch myself. And people just, they don't mind. It's nothing to be afraid of like I thought it would be. And ever since I did this at this lunch, it went down 99%. And it was a very humiliating experience. But after that, I catch myself. It's almost like I had to, experience the humiliation of it and catch myself. And actually, because I took that step, I hardly ever do it anymore. I'm not perfect. It happens still. But I hardly ever do it anymore. And when it happens, it's a minor thing that I can fix straight away. So when we're feeding this ego, like pretending to be something else, pretending, we're constantly in an act. It's almost like we are living a play. And it's all to feed this false ego, all to keep some image alive that we think we want to portray to other people, and we want people to see us in a certain way. As soon as we let go of this, you feel better. That was my experience. And so what I say to you is, drop it. Drop it. Like, most people know you're bullshitting. Most people, that was one thing that, came as a surprise to me. When I started talking to people saying, yeah, I've been lying a lot and I've been doing this and this was a lie and that, and people said, we know. And I was shocked. I was like, how did you know? Everybody knows. Just nobody wanted to tell you. So basically, I realized I had been the idiot for years, which I find funny today. I didn't find it funny then. But this is just how we are. This is the way what we have to do to mature and grow out of this. Because this is a pattern that in some cases people never break. They take it to the grave because they think this is what they need to do. But it's absolutely not. And the freedom that comes with not being that way, not feeding this, not doing this, is insane. I never have to hide my phone. Anybody can look at my phone. I never have to remember what I said to this one or that one because I don't lie anymore. It is so simple, and so easy and so gratifying and so happy. It makes me happy because struggling is what we did. And what did we struggle for? To feed a false ego, to feed some image that wasn't even real. So if you need help, guys, come to us. We're open 24/7. See you later.